Hello. Welcome to this next video. So for this next video, I wanted to study the art style of Persona 5, specifically the shading they do with the black and the cell shading and the hard light. It looks really good. So I wanted to study it. I also wanted to study generally their art style. I did do a tutorial video last week, and I should do a redesign video because those are the ones that are really popular, but I really wanted to do this. But the drawing I did from last video, which was the Persona 5 Miku Phantom Thief, she's going to be showing up in this video. So as you can see, I tried to do like a study for like the anatomy, where I just referenced a drawing that I saw on Google of a character in the Persona style, and I just redrew it, and I was like, that looked ugly. I hid it, and then I decided I was going to redraw this portrait picture of Akira. His name's either Akira or Ren. I've just always known him. I've always just called him Joker. So I do this twice to try to get down like the general like style of the faces, because I thought, my art style and Persona's art style was kind of similar. But it's really with like the base of like the kind of like with the nose and like the kind of like not too small or much of eyes, but like it's more like it's a chibi, right? And that was wrong. I was wrong. They define the faces a lot more, and the hair they draw hair magnificently. Honestly, I need to take notes. I might do another hair study for them. So I redrew the first portrait, and I was like, that was bad. So I restarted. And the second attempt was okay. It still wasn't that great. It was getting somewhere, though. The next drawing I did, I think it did a lot better. I didn't redraw the same portrait picture of Akira. I redrew a picture of Makoto that I saw on Google. That was it was official game art, I think. And I did it all in grayscale, and I only focused on the black line art shading, because I did try to do just their shading style for a piece of Persona 5 Miku Phantom Thief redesign I did, and it didn't look that great. So I decided, well, let me just focus on the black line art, because that's where the shading failed. Was I did too much black. So I looked at the drawing, and I looked at where they put the black, because they use a lot of black shading, but it's not like it's an okay amount. It's not too much. If you use too much, it's too much. Also, another thing is that everything is very flowy and like long. Like even the more like kind of like staticky characters like Morgana are very like flowy. Is that what I saw from looking at Google and playing the game, because I'm also playing that right now, and I tried to make sure I kept that in with both of the drawings I did. Also, I forgot to mention this early in the video. If you are new here and you like this video, you should subscribe and like and share. And if you're already new here, if you're already here and you're not new and you're subscribed, you should. Alright, now that I've said that, so onto like more of this. I tried to replicate the line art and like the like variation in the line art with this drawing of Makoto. I also tried, like I said, with the shading, and I tried to replicate the style as closely as humanly possible without like tracing it or anything. I did that with the next one, but this one it was more of just a sketch. I didn't do a real line art layer. What I did was I just kind of mocked what the line art looked like with the sketch. Also, sorry if I start to sound bad. The weather, my allergies don't like me right now, because it's getting really cold and really hot really fast, and my sinuses just attack me every time it does that. And so my sinuses are attacking me. So yeah. So for this drawing, I was having a fun time with the hands. Same thing with the other one. I don't know why I just can't draw hands anymore. For the second hand, I think I used a IVS Paint like asset to draw to draw over it, because I couldn't get it correct. It was the second drawing I did that, I think. But yeah, as you can see, I'm just coloring it in. I'm completely copying this drawing, which I wish I saved it because I don't have it anymore. Because I was just looking at it off of Google. But I am really, I don't know, I'm really happy about how it turned out. I didn't save it or anything. All of these were just like studies I kind of did over the course of a few days. This video is kind of chill. Just kind of, just. But yeah. For the black shading, like I said, and when I was doing it, I was noticing that what they do is instead of just using the black shading to shade, they used it to establish depth, and they also used it to like make certain areas pop. They made it to where certain areas, it makes it help it pop. Like the skirt area with the black shading on the skirt, I realized it helped it like pop and make it look more like three-dimensional, even though it's obviously 2D. That was one thing that I saw that I actually really liked once I realized that's what they're doing with the 3D. It's not necessarily like all shading, it is helping some of it pop. The only thing I did after that was I filled in the eyes and I made them red. But once I did that, it was done. Okay, so onto the Miku drawing. For the Miku drawing, I did directly reference a picture of one of the main like little sprites thingies for Anne, because I'm still not very confident in like replicating the style without copying a little bit. I would probably have to try practicing in this art style for months before I could attempt to do that, or like spend a long time looking at it. I don't know. I can copy some anime's art style. Like I can Dragon Maid's art style I can copy perfectly, but that's because I was obsessed with that in middle school and it's just burned in my brain. So for this one, I used Anna as a reference because of the pigtails. It's because I knew if I used what Anne's pigtails looked like and made them longer, I would basically get Miku's pig, because I wanted them to be big, fluffy pigtails, not those not the newest versions of Miku where she has like no hair, big hair. Yes. And I also I wanted to talk more about Monarch's, because that's her name. Okay, so we're gonna go over this. I don't know what her persona looks like just yet, and so I'll figure that out later. For the actual like design bit and certain things, I don't know if she'd be the world arcana or the lover's arcana, because it's either the world is mine, or is that what that song is? It's her most popular song, or it's because everybody loves Miku, so she'd be a lover's arcana. I don't know yet. Haven't figured that out, but when I designed her, I designed her based off of this whole like queen, like princess motif, or more like a queen motif, and I wanted her to. I picked those blue butterflies because I was thinking of blue things, and I immediately thought of those like really pretty reflective like blue butterflies. And then I thought of monarch butterflies, which are not blue, but it doesn't matter. Monarch's still a cool nickname, so and it's with an M, so that's her like code name that would be her code name in Palace's Monarch. I basically just copied the Miku outfit, and I made it a full bodysuit with a skirt because I can't draw Miku without a skirt. There are blue stripes going up and down the sides that open up at the sides with gold, and her main colors are gold, gray, and blue. They're pretty similar to her normal main colors. I added gold because of the crown and stuff. For the hair, I kept it the same, and for the mask, I made it a blue with those blue butterflies, those blue pretty reflective butterflies with gold accenting on them. It was black, but I changed my mind, and I was like, I want to make it gold accenting, so I did. And then on the back of the outfit, which I forgot to draw in the last video, she has a big bow, a big blue bow that I would imagine has like a purple, like a golden butterfly like thingy clipped on it, but you can't see it in the back to resemble butterfly wings. So yeah, the sleeves, I just kind of came up with a random shape and shaped it. The boots are supposed to have like butterflies on the back. I'm not sure what her like melee weapon would be, or like what her like the gun would look like that she would have, like the default. But I do really like how she looks. I need to design her a persona, because I really want. I don't know who I'd base it off of, because all the personas are based off of like historical thieves and stuff. Because I don't know who I'd base that off of. But I do really want to make her a persona, and I want to make it like look like a eldritch butterfly with a bunch of eyeballs, because I think that would be really cool looking. When I did the sketch, I filled in all the parts I was going to shade preemptively, so that when I did the line art, I could just line over it and then fill it in with the bucket tool. Which, if you do shading like this, it makes your life easier. So yeah, it made the line art way easier. The sketch and the line art took me like 2 hours. It took me as long as I normally do it takes me to render things. You know, and there was a part of me that was like, okay, this should be slightly easier, right? Like, this can't be that hard. You know, like, there's so many drawings in Persona 4, in the style. Like, there's so many. Like, this could not take that long. Lies. I lied to myself, and I was... Anyway, as you can see, I forgot the crown, but I add it back in later. I also... I also really love how the pigtails turned out. I really, really, really like the way they turned out. They turned out like so like they look like clouds, and it's badass. But yeah. Oh, and then one more thing about the general Miku design. I added that bow around the neck to make it more, I guess, queen-y. I don't know. With a butterfly clip and with a golden butterfly clip. And there's also these shoulder pads, which I just did those to kind of like mock Joker's whole like popped collar thing. Because another thing that I was doing when I was designing this was thinking of like if Miku was the player character, which I guess in that case she would be the full Arcana. That's when I was redesigning her, but I don't know if that would be the case if I made like more lore, I guess, because I really want to do because I feel like that doesn't fit her, because everybody loves Miku. Lovers or the world, because the world. Anyway, sorry, I'm a big nerd. So yeah, for the coloring, I colored in everything and I put it all on one layer, and then I just shaded it with a multiply of a light purple. I figured out after like color picking the original image, that's what they used to shade. I think I'm like 99% sure it was a light purple. I popped in that red background, and originally I was gonna leave it like that. All right, I was gonna shade the purple, get that red background, and I was gonna do the lighting, and then I was gonna be done. No, that was a lie. That was a lie. That was a big fat lie to myself. So I decided to recreate the backgrounds on the cards when you like do an all-out attack, which took me a little bit because I was trying to like perfectly replicate it, and you know, again, oh, it's just ships. No, it was hard. It was not like, well, it wasn't hard, but it was like tedious, I guess. It was very tedious. The UI in Persona is just beautiful, and those artists deserve to each have like their own islands, because damn, that must have been so much work. So in the background for the scene before it like goes to their like main card, it's like this gray star with like a bullet holes through it. I did one bullet hole because I was being lazy, with a black background. To do the bullet hole, I used a circle tool and I erased it, and then I used like a black and I made little pieces. It looked bad when I first started it, but once I like got the rest of the pieces, it didn't look too terrible. And then I used the pieces on the outside. I messed around because there's screen tone on the little lines outside of the stars right there. I used the remove background tool in IBS Paint, and I lowered the opacity and put it on multiply, and then I put in the black splatters and like smear lines. And then I saw on my reference image I was using that the it was another one of Akira, that he had this blue gradient screen tone on the bottom right of him. So I recreated that with this design. I also saw that there was white in the foreground, and I recreated that as well. And there was white in the very, very background. Overall, I'm actually really proud of how this turned out. Like, it doesn't look 100% obviously like it came straight out of a Persona game, but it looks like the style, and I'm really proud of how that turned out. Like, I think it looks I also really love this design, and I will use any excuse possible to draw art with this design, with this Miku design. I need to design Ren and Len too, because honestly, this was so much fun, and redesigning this Miku was so much fun, and I should design a Ren and a Len and all the other Vocaloids, because I'm thinking for that Ren and Len bees, because I think what I'm gonna do is all the Vocaloids are gonna be like insects. If you have better suggestions, or like, I guess, of redesigning, or suggestions for Miku, or suggestions on any next video, because this is more just for fun than for like anything else, just comment them down in the description below. I'll read them sometime. I'll read them, and I'll usually do them, or I'll put them into consideration. But yeah, thank you guys. Oh wait, one more thing. If you guys want me to do more like art style challenges and stuff like that, I would love to. I'm just not sure what. If you have any suggestions for any art style I should try to do, or if I should I could do an anti-style challenge. If you guys want to see me do that, I'll do that. But I don't even know what my anti-style would be, so I have to figure that out first. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.